Everybody, this is DJ the Money Coach. We're doing Pom Pom Lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind. Come join us on the beaches of the World Club. We are here in beautiful Zanzibar, Tanzania. That's right. Take a look. Beautiful flowers, green trees, palm trees, amazing beach. The epitome of Pom Pom Lifestyle. You deserve to be in this video. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to come with me and let's come inside. A little 360. Look at that kite right over there. Can you see it right there? See the kite up in there? We're actually gonna go out to the beach, and that's called kite season. That's actually somebody maneuvering with a kite on the surfboard. It's beautiful. 5-star resort. What I found out by our friend Sebastian is this used to be where the president stayed, and this actually developed. One of the presidents of Tanzania used to stay here. So, come on in. Look at this beautiful patio. Look at that. We have both fields. Look at that. Look at that. That's right. We got 2 master suite villas that are private for us. Man, can you imagine that? If somebody's in, is she in there? Let me see. Oh no, she's not. Real quick. Look at this, guys. Amazing. 2 amazing villas. So let's go and show you my villa. This is amazing. Can't you see yourself in this video? Can't you see yourself deservingly enjoying the Pom Pom lifestyle? Plenty of money, peace of mind. And all you have to do is 4 dirty little words. That's number 1, discipline. Number 2, accountability. Number 3, plug into the proven system, the 7 spheres of money system. And number 4, put your head down and go to work. In 12 months, 36 months, and 60 months, you can be absolutely consumer debt free. Passive income created by business and leverage the tax laws and actually buy real estate in the proper structure with the 7 spheres of money system. DJ the Money Coach. You can travel around the world just like we do in top tier places like this. Come on in, check it out. And this place is definitely serene, tranquility. You come on in here and you have yourself a nice bath. And this even opens up as well, so you can get everything. So we've taken full advantage of this great place. I'm not gonna put this, just imagine yourself being here. That's it. Do I need to say any more? Really? All you gotta do, get that link right below, get into the master class, and work with our CPAs. James Lane Jr., CPA for 30 years. Melvin Hobson, registered investment advisor, 18 years managing millions of dollars of assets. And yours truly, DJ the Money Coach, I've worked with over 25,000 people in 20 years to help them become consumer debt free, get their credit scores to 800 like mine, and pay off their homes in 5 to 7 years by working the 7 spheres of money system. So all you have to do, hit that link, come join us in the Beach at the World Club. This is the Zanzibar edition with yours truly, DJ the Money Coach. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Nick's Knowledge and Notions NQ Science Series, brought to you by the 7 Spheres of Money, the DJ the Money Coach. Thank you for being here. And before we get started, go ahead and like the video, share, and subscribe to DJ the Money Coach on YouTube. And let's go ahead and get into it. So we are living. I mean, we're always excited, but we're excited on top of excited this time around for many reasons. But the biggest reason is the 2nd year anniversary of DJ the Money Coach on YouTube, right here, where you're watching on YouTube. Our anniversary is coming up in just a few days on Wednesday, April 20th. This all started in 2020, April 20th, 2020, April 20th, 2022. It's 2 years, and we have a lot to celebrate. We hit a lot of milestones. We have a lot to be excited about. So happy anniversary to us, but it's a happy anniversary to you too, because many of you were with us on this journey for the past 2 years. Some of you came along during the journey, but what we do it for you. So that's why we say it's a happy anniversary for you too, because you all are a part of our family here at DJ the Money Coach. So we're celebrating our milestones, and we're celebrating you too. So happy, I guess this is the anniversary eve, because next time you see us, we'll be on the 20th for that master class. That is the celebration. That is that's what we want to get you all ready for, and make sure you all are aware of that. Make sure you all are in the building, because that's when the real celebration is going on. This is like the pre-game. We're kind of warming up and getting ready, but the 20th, that is when the real celebration is going down. So DJ's over there dancing in the seat. He probably needs some cinder blocks or something to tie to his ankles or something, because he's getting ready to float up out of that chair over there.
Oh man, brother, man, we are excited, and we got a lot of stuff to celebrate. We got a lot of people to thank, and this goes out to everybody who believed in the fact that we can impact their family for generations to come. And what I mean by that is that, you know what? Let me give you an analogy, a sports analogy. Okay, we're gonna start out with a sports analogy. So it's 10,000 hours to master a skill and become a master. 10,000 deliberate hours. In 10,000 deliberate hours in any industry, any profession, any sport, you will become a professional. You're not efficient, you're proficient, and you have the highest level skill on the planet. 10,000 hours. You can go read a book called Talent is Overrated. Okay? So, in the sports world, since it's basketball season right now, I'll bring this home. The playoffs just began to play in. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? And if you don't like basketball, then football. If you don't like football, then soccer. If you don't like soccer, then the WNBA. If you don't like the WNBA, then volleyball. Okay? All of these have things in common. Okay? In any professional sport, there is the professional. That's the person that makes the team, and they can go play in the YMCA, 24-hour fitness, and they will kick everybody's butt. They go down, play against college players, and they smash them. That's why they're professional. They get drafted, and they get paid to be a professional, okay? But then, Nick, there's an all-star. Now, what's the difference between the all-star and the professional who's sitting on the end of the bench making hundreds of thousands of dollars? The all-star makes the plays when you expect them to make the plays. Mm-hmm. And he or she plays at a higher level than the regular bench warmer or just a player. I want y'all to listen to this. Now, there's a person called the superstar. What's the difference between the superstar and the all-star? When the game and the lights are the most brightest, and then when you know he's getting the ball, when you know she's getting the ball, and everybody in the stadium, everybody watching the game know that he or she is getting the ball, they still produce. That makes them a once-in-a-generation type of player. That's a superstar. And they generally become known by one name, Serena, LeBron, Magic, Jordan, Arthur Ashe, Ronaldo. Are you feeling me? So now, in those three levels of professionalism, the people come to see who? Who do they pay the money to see, Nick?
They come to see the superstar.
They come to see the superstar because they put the people in the seats. Mm-hmm. And when it's 2 minutes left, 30 seconds left, 5 seconds left on the shot clock, and the play got to be made, they come to see that player make the play, right? Now, the difference between the superstar and the all-star typically 60% of the time, they make the plays. But they don't become superstars because when it's the brightest and the most pressure and the ball's in their hands, they don't deliver on a consistent basis. They might deliver 30% of the time, but they don't deliver like the superstar. Or example, they'll put up catastrophic numbers in the regular season, but in the playoffs, they shrink. They may have in a 3 out of 5 game series, they may have 2 really good games, and then the rest of the games will be average. But the superstar, Jordan, Brady, Jerry Rice, Aaron Donald, they deliver every time. So why am I giving you this analogy? Because guess what? You may not know it, but we're superstars. Because in this industry, Nick, called financial literacy or financial education, there's a whole bunch of people playing in this game. And there's a whole bunch of them that are just novice. Then there's some that are professionals. Then there's some all-stars. And then there's some superstars, supernovas. Okay? And here's the reality check. That in all these people that you guys are following out here, there ain't nothing but 1% that are superstars. And you don't have to know they're superstars because you don't see them on these social mediums. But you know who their superstars are, Nick? It's the big boys. Yep. So when the Montgomery Regional Airport in Alabama calls on us to do all the financial education for their employees, that might be one indicator. And then when the YMCA calls on us from a regional standpoint to teach their executive directors, that might be another indicator. And then when the state of Illinois Attorney General's office call on us to teach their young prosecutors about financial literacy, that might be another indicator. But then the biggest indicator is when it's the championship series, and then the biggest bank in the world calls on you and says, hey, we want to partner with you. And then, Nick, when the most profitable university says, we think we might want to kick the tires with you, that might be an indicator. Does that make sense? And then another characteristic of a superstar is longevity. What do I mean by that? In sports, you can have somebody have a world-class year and they never produce again because it's easy to sneak up on somebody when they don't expect you to be great, and you can score a lot of points, score a lot of goals, score a lot of touchdowns, run up a lot of yards, and then you become the focal point of their defense. That they actually strategize game plans to stop you from scoring. You know, like an AI, like a Steph Curry. Right? Now, y'all gonna get mad. Y'all gonna get mad with what I'm about to say here. But Steph Curry is the best ever to shoot the 3 ball. But when you look at Steph Curry's record in the playoffs, under the most pressure, he has not delivered game-winning shots in NBA championship games or Western Conference Finals. Now, I'm telling you, go look this up. I'm talking about the end of the game When the ball's got to be in his hands and he's got the score, Steph Curry comes up short. Go check the receipts. I want y'all to check. He's a superstar, but he ain't a superstar of the superstars, because at the end of the day, his numbers show the opposite. And I'll give you one example. When they played the Cleveland Cavaliers, there was a routine defensive player called Delanova, and he D'd Steph Curry up. If y'all don't believe me, go check the fact. I love Steph Curry. I think he's phenomenal. I think he is a baller, and he is a superstar, but he ain't on the level of Michael Jordan. Would you agree or disagree with me? And he may not even be on the level of LeBron James, because LeBron James beat them in the NBA championship when the Golden State Warriors were up, 3-1. And that never happened in the NBA championship ever, that a team was down 3-1 and they came back, which the Cavaliers did. That's another indicator, okay? So in this financial literacy business, first thing is you ought to be dealing with professionals. Understand this, ladies and gentlemen. Now answer me this, Nick, because you know how I get off on these diatribes, right? In order to be a school teacher, don't you have to have a college degree?
Yeah, you got to have a college degree, and you have to have a license, teacher's license.
And most of you got to have master's degrees.
Yeah, in certain places, certain places.
In certain places, right? You ain't going in no university with just no basic degree talking about you're going to be a professor.
No, not at all.
Unless you're teaching in a community college, and I don't even think you can do that, right?
Nope. You gotta be. The only exception is if you one of those professionals that has some skin in the game in the real world. Then you come over. But other than that, yeah, right. You gotta.
They call it lifetime experience that you can actually prove through your actual receipts and your accomplishments. But so with that said, understand this, ladies and gentlemen. There's many of people who bring themselves up from the bootstraps, and I have the utmost respect for them because I came from that as well. What I mean, somebody that had no way but up. They were down. They were out. They had no formal education. They had no money. They were on every government assistance program, and they had no choice. It was either starve to death or go figure something out. You feel me, Nick? And those people, through assistance, through the system, 1 out of a million make it through and rise up to the top, and primarily because they're literally fighting life and death every day. And then they create this persona that people start gravitating to. And you know why that is, Nick? Because most people who are impoverished can relate to that. They can't relate to the guy or girl who got the MBA, the PhD, had a 2-parent household. So they don't naturally gravitate to them. Does that make sense, Nick?
Yeah.
So now what we find on these platforms is that most people who are at below the median income in America on social media, they're more akin to follow the once in a lifetime person versus the people who are already licensed, accredited, and proven in the business world, because most of those people are straight shooters, very stoic, and very businesslike. Not many of them have personality. Would you agree with that, Nick? But they're effective and they're productive and they're at the top of their game. And you would never even know who they are unless you're on the inner circle of the 1%. Because the 1% hire them instead of hiring the personality. Now, I hear what you're saying. Now, yes, corporate America eventually hires the personality primarily because of what? Because the personality draws you in, tells you a life story, overcomings, upcomings, and they made it. And then along the way of the pathway, they get attached to the 1%ers, and then they start getting accreditations. Okay? So now you have people first, like I said, deal with the licensed professionals. Okay? Licensed professionals, ladies and gentlemen. I am a licensed professional. Okay, that's number one.
Right.
Now, when you start having people come through your curriculum, your seminars, your symposiums that are paid for by corporate America, you're not creating courses by the seat of your pants. And nothing wrong with that. But the reality is, corporate America won't buy that course. You know how I know, Nick? Because if they did, they would be cutting you checks for hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars because they will buy. But the average lady and gentleman that doesn't have much, they can, emotionally tie into spending $99, $299 because they can't afford the certified courses. And there's nothing wrong with that, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to understand that I'm a proponent for every way you can increase your financial literacy. But what I am not a proponent for is people jumping out on the platform who just literally last week, a year ago, they won EBT cards and they got out of their situation and they start figuring out, oh, I could sell you a course and don't have to be nothing behind it because you just buy the course. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So now you get to all-star status, and now the companies come forward and they say, hey, they give you an acumen test, a technical test they don't care about your personality. If you can pass that test, you go to the next level. Real talk. But in this social media construct, they don't administer any tests like that. So at the end of the day, what we're happy about in our 2-year anniversary is that we're actually showing non-professionals, professionals, and superstars who have a lot of expertise in one curriculum that we actually have it in all 7.
Mm-hmm. Where else are they going to see that at?
Exactly. So again, this little outdated DVD was created back in 2007 when that was cutting edge technology, right? So again, the 7 spheres of money, ladies and gentlemen, is accounting, is insurance, is banking, is financial planning, is real estate, is estate planning, and legal. Because guess what? We actually have professionals, Nick, who are licensed, who have 10 to 20 years of proven expertise and success dealing with corporate America, dealing with national companies, non-for-profits like the YMCA, dealing with the state of Illinois, the state of Michigan, Montgomery Regional Airport, which they only are dealing with licensed, proven professionals, best in class. And the amazing thing about it, Nick, we actually bring this information down to the people on these platforms at the same investment price point. And matter of fact, 90% less than what the wannabe pretenders are selling their same courses for. How is that? Think about that. I'm going to say that again, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're excited for because we're not YouTubers. I'm not an IG guy. I've been doing this since 2002. But we were wise enough to come on the platform because there's a lot of noise out there and there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of false information. And there's a lot of people unqualified to actually teach what they taught, even though they got themselves out of the mire in the muck. They're still not qualified to be teaching you about investments, financial education systems, but they're telling you their story from their downtrodden position, and they rose up through the fire and the dust and the ashes like the phoenix, which I applaud, and I will always be the first one to say, congratulations, welcome to the top. But here's what I won't do. When you start recommending investments, products, and services that you know nothing about, that is the hot fad, so you can get a what? A commission. A what? An affiliate. Yada, yada. You understand? And there's nothing wrong with that, but here's the problem. Be transparent. Okay? So now the superstars, they can be called on in their sleep in this industry, financial literacy. I'll tell you somebody who's a superstar that people know, and he might be outdated, but here's the facts, man. Hey, man, I don't care who you are, what's your name, but if you got a proven track record, I'm going to applaud you because you are my peer, okay? If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember when I got into the business in 2002, and I started picking up some momentum in corporate America in 2006, 2007, 2008. In 2008, I came down here to the Texas market, and all of a sudden, the corporate people said, oh, your program's like Mr. Ramsey's. And Nick, I had no idea who Mr. Ramsey was.
Right.
But you know, one program I did know about, it was called Focus on the Family.
Mm-hmm.
But because Ramsey was regional and he was in the Bible Belt out of Tennessee, North Carolina, stuff like that, he was the icon in that area. And then people in corporate America was like, oh, you're biting off his program. Nope, I'm not. Never heard of him. Never heard of him in the Midwest, right? In the Midwest, the iconic person on PBS was Susie Orman.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you guys said, well, you're naming, you know, our counterparts, but the reality is those were the two icons in the market at that time.
Yeah. Well, wasn't anybody else?
And we're talking about going back to the 90s,
90s, yeah,
the 2000s. And both of those people have built massive empires on financial education. Now, one of them went sideways and started getting, doing, stuff. But prior to that, she was serving the people big time, right? So now I was coming along, had my license, put my business team together with licensed professionals. And guess what? Now we fast forward and we have the same experience. But most importantly, Nick, we have the same expertise as those people have. Because how do you know? Because guess what? The YMCA said we did. And if you don't know this, the YMCA, might not be mistaken, they used to be the most recognizable name other than Coca-Cola on the planet when it came to business. You can't say YMCA to a 89-year-old or even a 7-year-old and they don't know what the YMCA is. Agree or disagree?
Agree. Yeah.
So if the YMCA regionally said, hey, come train our executive directors who run 6-7 different YMCAs, you think they just gonna go with anybody?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We got the receipts in the video with them saying, we paid him to come in and train all our executive directors. Okay? So now you get on these platforms and you're bringing them hardcore information with experts on the accounting side, ladies and gentlemen. And again, man, I'm going off on this diatribe, so stop me. But I know you guys don't like it, but this is very important because if you're going to invest your time, your money, and your resources with somebody who claims that they can get you to the next level or clean up your stuff and it stays clean up, you should be working with professionals. Real talk. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And every now and then you have a person that's self-taught that becomes an expert in their craft. Very few and far between. Okay? So now you've got that proof in the pudding. You've got CPAs on your staff. Ladies and gentlemen, I have CPAs on our staff that we're partnered with, not just to get some fee paid to us. These are people who we vetted, we work with, and they help hundreds of people, some thousands, at every level, ladies and gentlemen, because every CPA and every attorney are not created equal. Okay? What I mean by that, just like a physician, if you're a primary practice, a family doctor, you went to the same medical school and taught the same things, but you didn't specialize to focus on a certain, element of the body, and that's all you work on. So the family practitioner knows about that stuff, but they don't know about it to the nth degree because they're not working on it every day, and that's all they do. Does that make sense? So a lot of times what people do, they'll just by default get a tax preparer. They may even get an accountant, and they may even get a CPA, but that CPA only does general accounting. They don't do real estate accounting. They don't do non-for-profit accounting. They just do basic accounting, and nothing's wrong with that. But when you come to this and you want to create your own small business, they need to have a certain type of acumen and a certain type of accreditation and proven track record, like a certified financial planner. Okay? Then when you look at the legal parameter, you got to know the difference between corporate law, real estate law, trademark law, patent law, litigation. Those are all different types of expertise in the body of law.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times what we find, Nick, by default, people will get, oh yeah, I got a lawyer that was a bankruptcy lawyer, and now they're doing real estate law for us. You see what I'm saying? So again, we bring this all the way down from the mountaintop down to the valley at your level. And the amazing thing about it, Nick, we bring it to the same investment point that the person who has no accreditation, has no proven experience of longevity. I'm not knocking what they're doing, but even if you made $1 million and literally 12 months ago you were on an EBT card with a stimulus check, but you made $1 million, you're now the professional proven person. And here's what I'm saying, and this ain't hating, because guess what? You haven't had another challenge yet. It's easier to make $1 million than it is to keep $1 million. How do we know? Guess what? There's a multitude of athletes, entertainers, professionals who made millions and go broke, and even advisors. Okay? So we're able to bring these people in the 7 spheres of money down to your level, and you can invest and get consultations with people who you can look up on LinkedIn. There's another tip. If they're who they say they are, they're on LinkedIn. And you know what, Nick? On the LinkedIn, they have other professionals who are proven that they work with them in high-level jobs, projects, because they don't just happen chance endorse nobody on LinkedIn. Now, some people can circumvent the system and partner together and get these fake little testimonials, just like they can do with credit lines. There's a tip. You can actually get your partner to actually put a good history on your credit line, because they know how to open up a line of credit and report on it for your credit history. That's one of them tricks. That ain't no technique or no principle. Okay? But I'm talking about you go on LinkedIn and you got somebody from Salesforce that's a proven upper management person giving a testimonial to what you work with them for. You got somebody from Silicon Valley proving that they work with you. And then you can look at their LinkedIn profile and see who they work with. That's why LinkedIn is so great, because you can't just connect with them, because you got to give an invitation. They got to accept your invitation, because you ain't worth nothing. They just go, hey, man, I'm not going to jeopardize my hard professional career just to be associated with you. Not on LinkedIn, baby.
Right. Definitely not to give you any, endorse you, give you any endorsements either on LinkedIn. Yep.
So let me wrap this up, because I went on this long runabout. But here's what we're excited about, because the people who first saw us, who were very small, they did their homework. And what we pride ourselves on, the more educated you are, the more accomplished you are, the better we will serve you, because you obviously know you're working with professionals. And let me put it to you this way. We can go from zero to take you up to family offices in our network. And if you don't know what that is, then guess what? You need to find out what a real family office is. Because if a person is making millions of dollars and they don't know what a family office is, they're not qualified to have a conversation to you about accredited investing, sophisticated investing, REITs, real estate investment trust, because you have to have a certain certification and assets proven to do that. We have on our team a gentleman that manages over $2 billion and represents over 7 families that are each worth over $100 million. But because of the laws, I can't tell you his name on this platform, and I never will. But one-on-one, if you are vetted through the process and you even qualify to have a conversation, trust me, we'll make him available to you. You know why I can say that? Because he just sat down with us on behalf of our partnership relationship. And these people don't work for me, ladies and gentlemen. They work with us. And we sat down with the #1 university in the Midwest, and we had a serious high-level conversation about name, image, and licensing for their student athletes. And we had such a great meeting that they invited us back, Nick, to actually have a follow-up meeting to discuss engaging and actually doing a program for them. Now, mind you, Nick, they actually had several organizations approaching them, Nick. And you think any of those would not qualify?
Oh, of course. Of course.
So, go blue, baby. So here's what I'm saying. So we brought them together, and we had the wherewithal, ladies and gentlemen, to actually land an education deal with the largest bank in the country. And you know what the largest bank is want to do? They want to work with the people who are working class, underbanked, and middle class to get the message out to actually change the narrative for their financial generational health. And they choose us. So that's the difference, Nick, between a professional, an all-star, and a superstar. We got 20 years. We'll have our 20-year anniversary in Duransburg International in June. And I just looked at, we actually officially incorporated in December of 2022, but we actually started teaching the programs in June in our church. So we got 20-year coming up, and now we got a 2-year anniversary coming up on Wednesday. And in the process of 2 years, we have actually sat down with about 3,000 to 5,000 people that came through our programs a variety of different ways, just get our book, went to our class, got themselves assessed by getting a risk tolerance questionnaire done for them, getting a financial analytical report done for them, and got a financial education plan done for them. And then we had a few hundred, Nick, that actually graduated to our executive platforms where they now got access to STEAM, science, technology, entrepreneurship, access, and mentorship to actually get at the next level of participation, which doesn't have nothing to do with your degree, your intelligence. It's about just knowing the right people at the right time. So I want to give a shout out, which we're going to do a lot on Wednesday, to a few people that have the wisdom to invest in themselves. Want to shout out to D. Campbell, Kima, Stacy, Michelle, Cynthia, Ron, Benjamin, Jadiana, Joy, Chikari, Catherine, Monica, Sean, Tanya, Deborah, Radinia, Alicia, Casey, Natalie. If I didn't say your name, it ain't because I purposely missed. I just want to give you guys an idea. These are people this week that just saw the value of investing in themselves. Sharlika, Jackie, E, Ben, Disha, Rosa, Marion, Anthony, Shadaraya, Sparkle, Tanya, Adele, Kyle, Vanessa, Desiree, Charisma. These are just some of the people this past week, right? Understand this, ladies and gentlemen. Some of them people only made about $25,000 a year. Some of the people, ladies and gentlemen, make over $300,000 a year. And you know what the equalizer was between all of them, Nick? There wasn't a question that they had, for me personally, that I didn't have the experience to answer. There wasn't a question, ladies and gentlemen, that our CPA, James Lane Jr., who's been practicing corporate real estate taxes, consulting taxes at the highest level, that he couldn't answer for him. And then there wasn't a question that our registered investment advisor, Melvin Hobson, couldn't answer for him. And you know what was so exciting today? I think I had 6 appointments, Nick, and just a couple. I might going to say the people's name, but one of them had 25 years in the industry of insurance and underwriting and claims. And this person had some very high-level questions. Asked me specifically, can you explain to me the difference between an IUL and a VUL, and which one is better for me to use in my retirement? I didn't go pick up a book. I didn't call anybody. You know why, Nick? Number one, from 2005 to 2008, I was the number one seller of variable universal life in my region. You think I might know something about a variable universal life policy? And as I was telling you offline, from a professional standpoint, you have to have a security license, a security 6 and a 63, along with an insurance license to sell a variable universal life policy. Now, conversely, at Index Universal Life, all you got to do is have a life insurance policy to sell that. But they have similar functions, meaning that they add cash value, you can borrow against them, and they cost a lot of money. So I was able to break it down to somebody who was definitely my peer. 25 years at the top of their game, being paid great money to do so, and I broke down the difference without even blinking an eye and told them the difference. And they were like, wow. Then I had the pleasure of talking to another person who was super smart, super accomplished. Didn't owe no debt on a property, had a lot of assets, and they needed estate planning. And I was able to break down the estate planning laws for them, which are going to change in 2026. Why is that important, Nick? Because guess what? The estate planning laws changed, I think it was between 2007 and 2009 when Bush was in office, and he made a correction in the course to make it more beneficial for the top 1%. But if you knew the laws, you can actually take advantage of the loophole. And then, Nick, I had another person, all in the same day. A miracle. I had a person that talked about trust. And here's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. When you get in position to have a trust, a lot of people who reluctantly get a trust because they're expensive, they generally will get convinced to start a trust, but a trust is not viable or activated until you actually put an asset in the trust. I'm going to say that again. You can pay for a trust. They can draw up all the documents, get your executive to your state, an AB, legacy, diamond trust. But Nick, you can pay for that $2,000 trust, or you can pay for that $10,000 trust. But if you don't put an asset in it, that trust has no value. And do you know that most people don't know that, Nick? And then
I'm not surprised.
I had another situation. Person had assets, house was paid for in the industry. This is what I always love when they in my industry, bro. And I asked them a simple question. They were checking all boxes. I said, okay, I just want to ask you one question. If you have a property and you have homeowners insurance on it, or you have an investment property and it's within 15, 20 miles of your residency, and you stumble, no, not you, but a person stumbles, your tenant stumbles down the stairs, or you're walking in front of your yard and somebody trips and they break their foot. I said, who do they sue? They said, oh, they sue the insurance company that I got the insurance policy on. I said, you know what? Your insurance policy will cover that. But, Nick, if they know that you have more assets outside of your insurance policy, they can sue you in civil court. And that policy, regular homeowners insurance policy, regular renters policy, doesn't cover you in civil court. So thus, you now need a policy that protects you from the rain. And that little policy, Nick, only runs for every $1 million, depending on your area, state, and your region, between $500 to $1,500 a year. And you know why most people don't have it, Nick? I give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count.
Why most people don't have it?
Yep, it's not because it's expensive. Why do you think that they don't have it?
I would say they don't know that they should have it.
Who do they normally get their policy from? From a what? When you bought your auto insurance, who sold it to you?
When I bought my auto insurance, well, when I got my auto insurance, I got it. It was referred. It was referred. My father told me this is who we have. So they've been pretty good. So why don't you get them?
So what was that person called? Your dad referred you to somebody. What were they called? They were a what agent?
I mean, it'd be an insurance agent, but he just told me to call them
exactly.
up. Yeah,
they're insurance agent. So here's the reason why most people don't have it, because that policy I'm talking about is not a high commissionable product.
Oh,
I'm gonna say that again, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a high commissionable product. So guess what? What's their incentive to sell you a product that's right for you if they're not gonna eat? And guess what? The company is not telling them to sell that product either.
Wow.
But that product is the best defense for you and me, but it's not the best profit for them.
Okay.
So what do we normally do when people do a consultation with us, Nick? What do we tell you? When you met us, Nick, what did I sell you? I sold you on what?
Yeah, well, on the consultation, you told me to send in my declaration pages so you can take a look at them and see what the policies were.
And what happened?
You told me, yeah, you need to get rid of that because you're overpaying for what you're getting.
And I'm gonna stop right there. How much money did I make for telling you that?
Nothing. You didn't work for the company or the policy that I switched to. You didn't work for the one that I had prior to, so you didn't get anything. Y'all didn't have no partnership with the 7 spheres of money. Nothing.
0. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because I am a true advocate, I told you what you needed to hear, regardless if you ever saw me again. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You're gonna get the same thing from our CPA. You're gonna get the same thing from our registered investment advisor. Now, when you find out that that's what you need, I tell you about your policy. I tell you about emergency fund. I tell you about Roth IRA. I tell you about custodial Roth IRA. I tell you about how the SEP works, how the Cafe Rule 125. And now that the trust has been built, now you may say, you know what? I want you on my team. And now we will allow you to invest with us, to be on our team, to give you experts that have been vetted. And over the past 2 years, coming up on April 20th, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a celebration of the people who saw how we are superstars. 20 years, 25,000 people, proven that we have helped become consumer debt free, build 800 credit scores, start businesses with business owners and operators and executives. And we don't do this in 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 months. Our program is how long, Nick? 3 to 5 years.
Yep.
And since we're not YouTubers and IGers, we can stay on these platforms with less than 1,000 subscribers because we don't make no money by having somebody subscribe to our platform. You see that, ladies and gentlemen? You said, damn, DJ, you could have just made that statement in 5 minutes versus 49. But the reality is, if you're really serious about getting free, you're going to stay engaged with us. And since I don't have to worry about being on this platform, I'm not going to starve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This platform is not it's not even a source of income for us.
We lose money putting these shows on.
Yeah, because we giving y'all so much free information that that normally you would have to pay $1,000 to get.
And I mean, real talk, we got to pay for this electricity. We got to pay for this internet. We got to pay for our private platform. So we're literally giving back as a vocation. That's the difference, ladies and gentlemen. This is our vocation. Okay? Shout out to the young lady that I just happened chance ran into on IG, which I never get on. Shout out to Tanya Rapley, who was doing an amazing job as the Fab Financial Guru, because she actually is doing things right. And man, I commend you, because she actually talked about on her show for a quick live spot that I just saw it. And she said, hey, we actually created a trust and we put assets in the trust. And I was like, wow, she actually did it the right way. I said, good for you that you funded the trust and actually activated the trust. And now here's also what you need to know. When you have a will is your wishes. A trust executes your wishes for it ever. But see, somebody who ain't really about this advocacy, they will tell you stuff that they regurgitate from other places that they hear. But I used to be a certified estate advisor. I used to be a chartered senior financial planner. And the reason why I'm not anymore, ladies and gentlemen, because I was an entrepreneur who endeavored off into other entrepreneur B2B opportunities, multi-million-dollar opportunities in corporate America. And I didn't need to build up a whole bunch of sponsors, which is really how you make your money. And then you sell these courses that really have nothing in them but stuff you can find on the internet. And you're definitely not sitting down one-on-one with nobody like we do.
Yeah.
So with that said, I went too far, but we got a lot of exciting things to talk about. This is going to be a little long show, but if you really about real consumer debt freedom, really building an 800 credit score, really getting real lines of credit and not playing the trickery game, and really paying off your home in 5 to 7, 7 to 10 years, and really building passive income through acquiring and building businesses like a Fortune 1000 company, and then acquiring real estate inside that, and then leveraging the tax laws with actual CPAs, attorneys, mortgage bankers, then we're the platform for you. So with that said, hey man, let's take a break, get us a little bit of libations, and we'll come back to y'all real quick. And we thank you for, patronizing our program. And you notice, here's another thing. Do you ever see Cash App, Patreon, anything you want to? And I ain't got nothing against it because you got to eat. But I don't need to have that to make money.
Yep. Right.
Hey, let's hit them up with a little bit of entertainment. Then we come back and let you do some talking.
All right. We'll be right back.
Everybody, this is DJ the Money Coach, and we're celebrating our second anniversary on the 20th. So we're going to do something crazy. That's right. We're going to give you what I call 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. That means we're going to give you 2 master classes, consultation for the next 2 weeks for only $20 bill. That's right. 2 master classes, 2 weeks for only $20 bill. And we're going to teach you how to create the pom-pom lifestyle and earn $8,333 a month in passive income. And the master class is going to focus on teaching you how to start business, buy real estate, and leverage the tax laws. And all you got to do is hit that link and invest $20 for 2 weeks, 2 classes, and come join us on the Beaches of the World Club. I'll see you in the master class 2 by 2 with DJ Money.
Toledo Organic Tequila is so crisp, so incredibly smooth. It's simply in a category by itself. This is luxury. Life tastes better naturally, so should your tequila. This is Toledo. Enjoy responsibly. Visit ToledoTequila.com to get your bottle of Toledo Organic Tequila. Get a 10% discount on DJ the Money Coach by entering promo code MONEY at checkout. Again, that's ToledoTequila.com, promo code MONEY to get 10% off your Toledo. All right, and welcome back. Welcome back to Nick's Knowledge and Notions NQ Science Series. Yes, we're in a celebratory mood. 20th, second year anniversary coming up on the 20th. I was getting ready to say the 20th anniversary. The 20th anniversary of the Ransbury International is coming up, but the second anniversary of DJ the Money Coach is coming up on the 20th next week. Yeah, so we're in the celebratory mood, celebrating our time, like DJ said, doing our vocation, doing this service to you, bringing you this information, this free information on these platforms, and also giving you the non-free information, but giving it to you at a deep discount also.
So, big time. And then what we also want to do, we actually have the Pom Pom Lifestyle trip, and we're going back to Zanzibar. So, man, we're so excited. We're going to celebrate every one of you. We're going to give away $50,000 of grants, scholarships, and then a high-level executive membership that's valued at $10,000. And we're going to give away one lucky winner a grand prize trip to Zanzibar with us in August. That's right, 50,000. So we're not giving away, candy, popcorn, shoes, and stuff. We're actually giving away stuff that's actually going to benefit your household to get you on the pathway to the Pom Pom Lifestyle, which is plenty of money, peace of mind, and that starts with teaching you how to become consumer debt free. That starts with building a foundation of an 800 credit score. That starts with teaching you principles of what's called the 50-25 rule that pertains to mortgages. Another quick story, bro. All this happened today. This is amazing. So I'm sitting down with another high-end, super razor sharp executive, right? This is DJ the Money. And they refinance their house, right? And they get the real super low interest rate, under 3%, right? They own their house for almost 10, 11 years, right? So everything's good because they cut their mortgage payment probably about $600-700. However, there's a rule, ladies and gentlemen, that mortgage people don't know. They know it, but they don't know it. Does that make sense? They know that when they sell you a mortgage, that if you go from a 30-year mortgage, and Nick, you were already paid in 15 years into that 30-year mortgage, you already paid up most of all the interest. So all your payments are now primarily paying down the principal because mortgages are front-loaded loans. So if you default on them, you don't rob them of their money. They make their interest because they service the loan and sell it immediately for the price that they sold it for. See, if you don't know that, you're getting harmed. And you don't know what a YSP, yield spread premium, which is you should always ask your mortgage loan originator, which is the lowest entry level of selling mortgages. Mortgage loan originator. That didn't used to require a license. This is how old I am. When I got into business, Nick, you could generate loans without a license. And then when they started making so much money, the state taxed them and required certification. And that what became the mortgage loan originator. Not a mortgage officer, not a mortgage broker, not a mortgage banker, but an originator. Okay? So now when you get an interest rate that says the annual percentage is 3%, but then the interest on it is 3.5. It's just the actual opposite. You get the loan for 3%, but the APR, which is what you pay in interest per year, is 3.5. You should ask yourself a question. How did them 50 basis points be on my loan when I got my paperwork that said my total loan, I'm only paying 3% for the duration compounded loan? But no, you're paying 3.5, which is annual percentage rate, is where the profit is. And where the premiums are being shared with the originator, the firm, and the broker. Okay? So when you are in your loan, ladies and gentlemen, and you have been in the original loan for 10 years, and you had a 7% interest rate, and the loan was 100 grand, and your payment was 800, and then they gave you a 3% loan, and now your payment is 600, you think, man, I got a victory.
Mm-hmm.
I just saved $400 a month. That's 5 G's a year. You know what I could do? That's 50 grand I could put in my pocket. But you made the mistake because they basically showed you the 3-card Molly. They put you right back into a 30-year loan. And guess what? You started all over again. Paying 90 to 93% interest on the front end of the loan. And them 10 years of equity that you built up, Nick, you just gave it right back to the bank.
Mm.
And so the average person, and I'm talking about educated people. I'm not talking about person got a first-time buyer. I'm talking about people got master degrees, PhDs, etc. Because you know what? What their business is not loans. How often does a person like that get a loan? A person from 25 to 55, they may do 3 loans in their life. A real super affluent person may do 5 to 7. So every 5.7 years, you're sitting down with a mortgage person, and it ain't your business to know mortgages. Does that make sense, Nick?
Yeah.
So now that person, they show you the sizzle. Save $400 a month. Create emergency fund. Fund the Roth IRA. Take a second vacation. Damn, that sounds good. So while you're looking over there, the other hand is start the deal back over at 30 years. Instead, guess what you should do? You should say, hey, I want that rate, baby. I'm not going to violate the 50-25 rule because here's what the 50-25 rule. Damn, should I be sharing this with them? Man, people pay me hundreds of thousands of dollars for this information. You know what? I'm going to share it with them because that's the kind of guy I am. Okay? So, and certified financial planners don't know this, Nick, because we got some people out there think they know everything. And they like to do reaction videos, which I love. I'm actually becoming more of a fan, but still, you ain't at my level, baby. Okay? So, now you say, yes, I'm going to take the 3%. Yes, I'm going to take the $400 a month saving, but I ain't going to do, Nick. I ain't going back into a 30. Give me that 20. Why ask for the 20? Because I already paid 10 years of a 30, so I already paid them 10. Y'all hear me? So put me in the 20. Mm-hmm. Now, the 20 may cost you 100, maybe 200 more a month. So instead of saving 400, you save 200, but you don't give back 200,000. Now I'm gonna show you the math on it. Cause see, y'all don't believe me. You're paying $1,000 a month, right? Mm-hmm. No, $800 a month. I'm sorry, $800 a month. So 800 times 12 is $9,600. So round up $10,000, right, Nick?
Right.
Take out the calculator, Nick, because I'm gonna show them that I know this stuff. I eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff. 20 years. So here's the example, ladies and gentlemen. You watching this in the replay. This is the reason why you're gonna come to the master class.
There you go. Because
you can watch everybody else's show. You can watch Dave Ramsey's. You can watch Susie Owen. They don't even know the 50-25 rule. You know why? Because I studied it because my mother was a victim of predatory lending. Mm-hmm. And when I found out the trick, I made it my purpose to not let somebody else get hosed. So now let's do the math. You bought a $100,000 house. Okay. And I hear you, man, I got a $500,000. So for every 100,000, just add X whatever. If it's 2, add 2 to it. If it's 3, add 3. You get my message? So you buy a $100,000 house. You got a 6% interest rate. Your mortgage payment is $800 a year. You bought this house in 2012. You paid for it to 2022. Interest rates drop down to 3%. Boom, Nick, I'm going to get you $600 payment. Say you $400, $5,000. You're excited. But guess what? Them 10 years, how much did you pay? You paid $100,000 in interest. Now, let me take it back because you probably, by year 8, 9, you probably was paying 30% towards your principal and the 70% to the bank. But the reality is, it's $100,000. How much did the house cost? $100,000. So why does it take you 30 years to pay it off? It's something wrong with this picture, ain't it?
Oh yeah.
So now, check it out. So they appraise your house worth 200. 10 years, money doubled. Your house worth 200. You paid 100, but you still owe 85.
85.
Now, Nick, everybody's watching this. Listen to me, because here's where the 3-card Molly, and they only focus on the payment. This is why I tell people, never buy insurance or financial products for the payment and how much you can afford. Buy what you need by the cost per thousand and how it will accelerate down your debt. Okay? You got that? So now I get the 3% interest rate. My mortgage payment drops to $600, and I go back into a 30, and now I'm going to pay 600 times 12, $7,200 a year. In the next 10 years, I'm going to pay $72,000, and I still owe 20 years on that freaking loan. And now I done given the bank $172,000 of my money, and you got a $300,000 value house, and you still owe $200,000. Nick, now tell him, am I lying? Because we sat down with a bank 3 years ago, and I upstaged a VP. Did I not?
Yeah, you did. I forgot all about that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that now. Oh, man. Yeah. They didn't even know. They didn't even know about that.
So, and here's the deal. Mortgage companies have, ladies and gentlemen, 20-year loans, 25-year loans, but it's not in their advantage to market or advertise it to you. I'm going to say that again. Listen to me. They have 25-year product, 20-year product, and it don't cost more than a 30-year product. It costs less, because guess what? The lesser your term, the lower your interest rate. I'm going to say it again. The lesser your term, the lower your interest rate. Why is that, Nick? Because your risk for the bank actuary science bean counters is less. So if you went 10 years from 2012 to 22, refinance, I want a 20. Matter of fact, put me in a 15. Because if they saved you $400 and you were not struggling paying the $800 payment, you think you could pay $600 and still pay off your house early? So you pay that $600, take the extra $200, put it to your principal in a bi-monthly payment that you can just do the drop box, and you knock off 7 years off your mortgage. Just like that. Now, how you think I know that, ladies and gentlemen? I give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count, especially you looking at the replay and you contemplating taking advantage of this 2-year anniversary celebration. Number 1, I did it for myself 20 years ago. Number 2, I used to own a minority partnership in a mortgage banker firm. I was not a mortgage broker. I was a mortgage banker. And number 3, I started originally in Illinois before they even created a loan originator's license, that you had to have license to do it at the financial firm that I got my license with before I created my own practice. Do I need to drop the mic or what?
Oh, man.
So we got some superstars out there, and my hat goes off to all the superstars out there. These young people who are 25, 32 years of age, and they got massive followings, and they making money, but they ain't making money off of experience, bro. They making money out of this. Look, bumping their gums. Look at this. Bumping their gums. Somebody endorsed them, put the halo on them. They got out of their debt because they got sponsorships, and they sold products, and now they're financially independent. Now they're wealthy, but they didn't do it the way I did it, and they never will. And now they're the preeminent expert on the platform, and hey, I don't hate them. I like them, but hey, let's keep it 100. Because when you get in the level in real finance, that person can't get you out. I'm going to say that again. That person has got 1 million followers that is only 25, 30 years of age. Because you know what they ain't got, Nick? They ain't got the experience when the game changed. So do you know that they have mortgage products 40 years, 50 years that they introduced into the market in 2008? I mean, actually 2006, because houses were getting so inflated in price on the West Coast and the East Coast, people can afford a 30-year loan. Do you know that 30 years ago, there wasn't even a 30-year loan? They were 15. Do you know that 40 years ago, you couldn't even finance a car?
Wow.
In Japan, because inflation was so enormous when their economy imploded back in the early 80s, they created the 40-year mortgage. But you wouldn't know that because you ain't even 40 years old. So how you gonna compete with me? Real talk. But because I'm not this, amazing personality to just trying to sell, sizzle, I'm coming with the real deal. Option arm mortgages. I was at the forefront of that. You know what an option arm mortgage is? And I want you real sophisticated ballers who are in the mortgage business that make all your money selling people stuff. Tell me what an option arm mortgage is. You know what? I'll tell you what it is. In 2005, when prices went through the roof and interest rates were still at 8-9%, they had a thing called an option arm mortgage. It gave you 4 options every month, Nick. Now, I want y'all to do y'all, because I'm about to bring y'all the nuggets, baby. You could do interest only. And you know how I found out about interest only? Because that was a high level tool that the wealthy used for a short period of time. So in the option arm mortgage, you could pay the interest only payment. You could pay the arm, or what they call LIBOR payment, which changes every 30 days. You could pay the 15-year payment, or you could pay the traditional 30-year payment. And you know what the benefit of the option arm mortgage was? When you bought a house that you couldn't afford, you wanted to pay the least mortgage payment every month, but that created a balloon payment. So you may get that $500,000 house and you and your spouse only making $150,000, and you're doing the option arm, which it ain't paying nothing towards your principal, but it gives you the ability to make a $2,000 payment. And you caught up paying that, and then a balloon payment comes in 36 months. And now the whole 400-some thousand is due on demand, or they terminate your loan and repossess your house. How do I know that, Nick? Because I used to market them. I used to use them as a savvy investor. See, just drop knowledge on you, baby. That's what you're going to get in this 2-year anniversary. That's the mortgage industry. Now let's go to the insurance industry. I think we already talked about it. But now let me talk to you about a product.
Another
Man.
Man, it's gym after gym. You hit them with the mortgage, you hit them with the insurance, you hit them with the banking. Man.
I hit them with the financial security.
Financial security too, yeah.
Come on, baby. Where's my equal at? Come talk to daddy. Come talk to daddy. That's why they call me DJ the Money Coach, because I'm a championship coach. We get W's and victories for people who want to do the 4 dirty little words. Number 1, discipline. Number 2, accountability. Number 3, plug into the system. And number 4, do the work. So let me give you another one, all right? So I'm showing you my level of expertise. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I used to be a partner in an accounting practice too.
Accounting too.
Because if you follow my, my resume, I told you I went to school to become a CPA. I did not become a CPA. I got a minor in accounting because I partied my way out of my first school playing baseball. But along the way, I learned about accounting. And then I got hired, which is on my LinkedIn profile. Maury and Schoenfield hired me as the president of their technology service division. And it wasn't a company that looked like me. I was the first person like us that they hired. And you think they hired me because of diversity or affirmative action? No. You know why they hired me, Nick? Because I was the best.
There it is.
So in accounting, I learned about actuary accounting, P&Ls, depreciation, because our clients were business owners. And I used to sell to the business owners technology and accounting practices, packages and services from the accounting side and the technology. I merged the two together. And I was so savvy, Nick, they hired me from my cleaning company after I sold it.
Wow.
So there's the accounting side.
What else do they need? What else do y'all want?
I can teach y'all about 1031 exchanges. Because one of our teammates who actually graduated from the University of Michigan and actually graduated summa cum laude and worked for KPMG, he was a specialist in 1031 exchange and pension plans. So guess what? We started doing that for companies. So there's the accounting piece. I told you about the insurance piece. Let me give you another nugget on the insurance side. All right, we're on the road, baby, because this is our second year anniversary, and I want y'all to go out there, listen to everybody else, see what they selling, see their affiliate programs that they have. Do you see any affiliate programs on our platform? I don't think we have any, because I don't need them. But you know what? I won't turn down the right opportunity, but I don't need to sell that to make a living, because I am a certified professional. Okay, so let me give you another. This is for my young group. This is from anybody 18 to 38 that are healthy, good credit, okay? And they don't believe that they need insurance, all right? So there's a product out there called ROP, Return on Premium. Return on Premium, okay? And all Return on Premium is it's a pure term policy. And all your big ballers who be selling the right term policy, they don't even know this. Because they'll sell you straight term, or they'll sell you converting term, which after 10, 15 years, it turns into the ability to be permanent protection, and you can get permanent protection. But guess what? This return on premium is even better, Nick. Check this out. I can get you $500,000 worth of coverage at 31 years of age for like $40 a month. But I hear you say, well, term I can get for $30. But see, you ain't hear what I said. It's called return on premium. So when you are still here, Nick, at 51, and you got a 20-year return on premium policy, and let's just make the math simple. $50, right? 50 times 12 is 600. 20 years, that's 12 G's. Guess what happens if you still here 20 years later? They return your premium.
Wow.
They don't pay you interest on your money. They just return your premium. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, I give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count, why you will never be sold that policy unless you are educated by a real pro like me. Tell them, Nick. Tell them why they won't get sold that policy.
No, they won't get sold that policy because it doesn't benefit the person that's selling it.
It is not a high commissionable product. It is very little commission, maybe like a 10%. But ask me a question, Nick. If you were suspect, because you're like, man, I'm young, I'm invincible. I'm single. I don't have no children. I don't have no nieces, no nothing. I'm not leaving no money to nobody. What the hell I need insurance for? But then I sit down because this was my personal experience. Personal experience, ladies. This was 25 years ago. I had a variable universal life policy, right? I had a successful cleaning company at thousands of dollars a month. I had nothing to do with it. So I said, let me put it in the market. Let me get a return and get some insurance along the way. But then I looked at one clause in that very unit, and you know what I'm going to say? The big print give it. And what happens, Nick? The big print give it.
The little print take it away.
So underneath the grace period, ladies and gentlemen, watching the replay, reason why you're going to get into our masterclass, because it's second to none. We are the Michael Jordan of financial literacy. That's right. We're the GOAT. And Muhammad Ali said, if it's the facts, it's not a brag. So I'm not bragging. I'm just showing you I know more and we're better because we've been around longer. It's called sustainability. So here's what happened. I read the little print, Nick, during the grace period. And in it said, if I borrow my own money, I got to pay 7% interest on my money to borrow. And the cash value, why they charging me fees? I said, oh, hold up, dog. I'm 27 years old. I'm going to pay you 7% and I'm giving you $600 to $1,000 a month and you're going to charge. I can get that from my own bank. So I started doing research. This was before the internet, ladies and gentlemen. I actually had to go look up the policies, go to get the books. And I read, oh, there's this little thing called return on premium. And Nick, it only costs $30.
Wow.
I went from spending $600 a month that was going to escalate as the policy got older to $1,000 a month to paying $30 a month for a 30-year return on premium for $500,000. And guess what I did with that other $570 a month? I paid off all my debt. Remember I said I was in $60,000 of debt? I started paying down the debt versus investing because that was an investment because my debt was being serviced at like 18, 22% interest on them damn credit cards. Woo! So I accelerated that down. Boom! Then I started fully funding my Roth IRA. Boom! Then I got my self-employment plan. Boom! Then I got free. Boom!
There it is. Just like that. Just like that.
But again, an insurance agent will never sell you that policy. And the reason why, because it is a loss leader. It loses the company money, but they have to provide it. It's called best business practices. As a fiduciary, you are responsible to do what's in the best interest of the client versus what's in the best interest of you. That's why the Department of Insurance 3 years ago made, in most states, insurance agents fiduciaries. So they don't turn around and tell you the truth and then turn around and sell you a high commissionable product. That's why I don't write policies, Nick. I'm an advocate. Now, wait a minute. I just covered accounting. I covered financial insurance.
Yeah.
But again,
yeah.
Hey man, we hovering around 900 something, subs because only 900 people are really serious about getting real freedom. And when you get free, it's called sustainability. Have I in 20 years had ups and downs? Absolutely. So we had downs because I was totally consumer debt free. I had an 800 credit score. I was able to leverage the down part because guess what, Nick? I started with 3 months of emergency fund, and then I grew up to 18 to 20 months of emergency fund. So when we had a downside, guess what? I used the emergency fund for what it's called for, emergencies.
Emergencies, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then when we got back right side, during the Great Recession, we accelerated, baby, because guess what we had? Cash and credit. So again, when that young person, the whole life. So Kale's sister. So what's the big thing about whole life insurance? You know what? Here's the thing, Kale's sister. Whole life insurance, cash value policies used to have great value for people who had massive estates, but the estate laws have been expanded to actually be higher net worths. It used to be in early 2000s, $2.5 million was a huge estate. And then in 2007, they increased the estate laws because under Bush, he gave favor to his wealthy people. So he said, hey, forget that. We're not going to tax estates at 2.5 million. We're going to tax them at 5.8 million. And then just recently, 3 years ago, they increased it up to 11.2 million. So whole life insurance, Kale's sister, used to be when you had a huge estate and one person died, that insurance policy was to pay taxes on your estate, death taxes. And there's also a difference between estate taxes and death taxes. That's the only benefit of a whole life policy. Because here's the reality. In a whole life policy, in a VUL and an IUL, before you can actually create massive cash value, you're going to be paying a lot of fees and stuff for that the first 5 to 7 years. Now, each insurance policy has its time and place based on your personal situation. So still, if you have a $20 million estate and you're married or you have a significant other, they pass away first, you can do a joint JTRO, which means that the second person to die in the estate is responsible for all the estate taxes. Or you can take the life insurance policy and do passing of the assets with all the estate taxes paid, and therefore your inheritance will never be taxed. That's why whole life insurance was originally issued, okay? But it still has its value in place. IULs have their value in place. Variable unit of life, but really in the middle class, not that much all the time. So Slater. Hey, hit that like button, because I just gave you a world-class education for free.
Yeah.
All right. So Kel Slater. So you can't become your own bank by borrowing from yourself. No, you can't. Because let me tell you a quick little secret here, Kel Slater. I want you to apply common sense here. I have $1,000. I put in a whole life policy, which is premium first. It's highly commissioned. I have to pay interest to borrow off that money. I have to pay servicing fees to have that whole life policy. So I have $1,000. My premium is $100. Out of that $100, 40% is going to the issuer, and 40% is going to the person that wrote your policy. So before you start borrowing your money, because you don't get your money borrowed for free. So they'll tell you, Kel Slater, I'm going to give you 9% interest, but they're charging you 4 or 5 points to borrow your own money. So in essence, you're only getting 5%, and inflation is at what? 8.75%. So you're taking a loss when you can just simply put your money into an investment for pure investing, because you're not borrowing your money to pay somebody to charge you to borrow your money. So all these people out there selling you this infinite banking and bank yourself, they are selling you the policy, which they're not telling you. They're selling you the policy at maximum premium, getting commission while you trying to build up cash value. And so, Kel, if you had that policy for 5 years and you paid $100, you paid $6,000 in, your cash value would only be about $1,000, if that. Because just like the 50-25 rule, about 80% of what you paying into the policy is not protection, it's fees. I've been in this game for 20 years. And I can show you, I can start you with a Roth IRA with that same dollar investment and have more cash on cash with no penalties and no surrender charges. Because when you want to cash out, you got a surrender charge, brother or young lady, if Kel is a woman's name. But in a Roth IRA, if I have an emergency 5 years in, I can take out the money penalty free. I can take out the money and put a down payment on my house. I don't need the money. I can pass it on to my kids, and kids. You see what I'm saying? So again, look at the person that's selling the concept to you. And first thing, ask them, how you make your money? Are you an insurance agent? Oh, yeah, I am. Oh, so when you sell me this whole life policy, you're going to get a big commission, convince me that I can bank for myself, and I'm losing while you winning. Now, if they telling you about this and they don't hold no insurance license, they don't have no affiliates to the whole life policy, then they just stupid. Because if you need pure protection and you're trying to build cash value and you're trying to get high level returns on interest, you just do pure investing. You'll be better served by putting your money in Robinhood, Stash, and buying fraction of shares versus trying to build up cash value. Talking about infinity banking and banking. Again, I got 20 years in this game, and I can show you what they call amortization charts and moratorium charts that show you over 40 years of doing that same principle of putting your money, the average rate of return after you take out all the fees, all the penalties, is less than 1% growth on your money. Because I'm in this business. And guess what? When I first got into business, guess what? I sold a lot because I needed money. But then I realized it wasn't the right product to be pushing on my people. I went to return on premium, straight term, conversion term. Go from conversion. So if you have an illness or whatever that you can't get insurance because you can't pass the physical, then you get those types of products and services. You understand me? Now, let me talk to you about business, and then we're going to wrap this up. Because, see, all of y'all want to start businesses, and all of y'all are LLC happy. And y'all LLC happy because it's so inexpensive for you to get your own LLC. Now, see, I'm going to take you back to when the LLC began, when you could only get an LLC by a certified public accountant or an attorney, and it costs thousands of dollars to get one. But see, as information age opened up, what happens? Products get cheaper, right? When emerging technologies make things more efficient, what happens to products? They get commoditized. So now the LLC has become commoditized, and I can go on my state website and get an LLC for $100. And that don't mean I'm a damn LLC expert. But right now, if you're using the LLC properly, sole member, managing member, you only get 3 variable options to maximize an LLC on the surface, which is most of y'all are surface dwellers. You are swimming in the shallow, you're not swimming in the deep. Okay? Number 1, it gives you the ability to pull your taxes through your own personal, write-offs. So you can take advantage of the write-offs through the LLC, number 1, so you can lower your tax base. And the only reason why that happened is because of the act in 1987 when they went from professional investors who had high incomes like doctors and lawyers. They used to get phantom write-offs through real estate. They changed the law. So they created the LLC to equal that law because that's what lobbyists do for wealthy people. Okay? So now I can write off my taxes through the LLC and lower my tax consequence. At the same time, I get protection. Okay? And now I can use it with multiple partners. You generally don't do sole member LLCs because they're not more better than S corps and C corps. You know why? Because in an LLC, when you're taking those, allotted write-offs to lower your taxes, you're also paying self-employment tax, Social Security. So you're getting double tax inside the LLC if you got a regular job, because most of you do. Instead, if you started a corporation, which is the original entity going back to the Magna Carta, you don't have to pay self-employment and Social Security tax because you can be the owner and take distributions versus salary. And I'll give you 3 guesses first to count how I know, because I've done it multiple times. My original corporations for a decade plus was a corporation because I read the tax laws, because I had an accounting background. Okay? So now today in high taxation and inflation, and now with that, the advantages have basically gone away in the LLC because it's not as viable. So you'll be more likely to get an LLC, attach it to a S corp, eliminate the self-employment tax and the Social Security tax, and take advantage of the corporation structure if you still want to use the LLC. And primarily when you're doing it for real estate, you shouldn't get involved in an LLC with another partner unless you're doing actual equity position. There's stronger entity structures. And to mind you, I'm not a tax attorney. I'm not a CPA. I just play one. But before you take any of this information, this education, go sit down with a licensed professional expert, CPA, tax attorney with a special industry expertise. And if your LLC still matches the sniff test, then keep moving with the LLC. But for my personal preference, I'm going to use the proper corporation to give me the veil of protection. And then I'm going to give me the one to give me the maximum tax write-offs permanently so I can eliminate giving 15% back to the government. Damn, I just gave them corporate game. Look at that. 2-year anniversary, baby. I done hit. Now, let me go to the legal part because I'm going to share with y'all all the 7 spheres of money, baby.
All 7.
Because on our team, I got every professional. I'm going to say that again. And I challenge your ones with $1 million subs where they got the actual best in class legal advisor on trademarks, patents, business law. So now let me give you the example of legal representation. So when you're sharing your ideas with somebody that you're engaging with business for the first time, you need to have an NDA. Better yet, you need to have an NDA and a non-circumvent clause, which costs thousands of dollars. And again, I hear you. I'm going to go to Rocket Lawyer. I'm going to LegalZoom. I'm going to pay $300-400 versus paying $1,200 to $1,500. And then you would be unwise for the long game. The short game, you might win. But if your business has any semblance of success and it exceeds $250,000 a year, and then it goes to $1 million, and then your EBITDA is like 30%, you're going to need a real attorney on your team that knows you. So you're going to get this clause that's going to protect your ideas. And then when you go in business with somebody and they help create your business to be a beast and they decide they're going to go do their own thing, now you circumvent them from participating in the same industry with you for a period of time. So how does that happen? When I have a small business and I grow it for the big guy to gobble me up, the big guy says, hey, 2 things. I need you to stay on board with a professional service contract for 1 to 3 years so so I don't lose all your client base. And then you don't become my competition. I'll give you an example, which here's where Ramsey failed. He allowed Anthony O'Neal to become his competition. Because he thought Anthony O'Neal was not wise enough to leave him. So Ramsey got stooped. Instead of putting a non-circumvent clause on his ass, he wouldn't be able to practice in this industry for 5 years if he competed against me. And I like Anthony O'Neal a lot. But see, I got skills, baby. And I'll give you 3 guesses the first 2 on count, because you got to deal with them sharks when I was in the bill pay business. Billions of dollars being transacted. In the underbanked community, everybody's cutting throats. But when you got that NDA non-circumvent, I can talk to you about everything, because I got this pit bull on my team named Lisa K. Shebar, and she put him to sleep.
Uh-oh.
And I'll tell you, we got W's, baby, against some of y'all biggest heroes in the hip-hop world. Tried to play game on me. And Lisa K. Shebar took him to the woodshed and spanked that ass. Because, see, the deals we do are for millions of dollars. That's right. Why I don't need 300,000 subscribers. Oh, I welcome them, but I don't need them. Does that make sense? So that's illegal. I just gave you some legal game right there. And that's just scratching the surface, baby. So I think I covered that one. I covered estate planning. Because I talked about trust.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So now I cover mortgages too.
Yep, you did.
We hit them all, baby. I told you about accounting. I told you about banking.
Yeah.
I told you about insurance. I told you, financial planning. Oh, okay. I missed financial planning. So here's financial planning. All right. So financial planning is real simple. If you don't have a plan, you plan to fail. Okay. So in financial planning, you should get, if you're serious, if you put a plan together in 2 to 5 years, it'll come to fruition. So in financial planning, you should get a consumer debt freedom report to how to pay off your debt systematically. You should get a college fund plan if you're having children, or you're going to have children, or you have current children. You should get a mortgage evaluation. You should get a net worth. What's your net worth now? What's your net worth going to be when you become more of a successful professional? Like you're in your mid-20s, what are your income going to look at 35 when you're making $250,000? What's my buying power? Don't get duped, because a lot of people in them 700% foreclosures this year, this only replicating what happened in the Great Recession. See, history, baby. Were you back there in the Great Recession? I was doing mortgage deals, multiples, okay? So if I know my net worth, what's my retirement? And I'm not talking about when I get 62, 67. When did I get out of the rat race and have reoccurring expenses, but I have passive income through business, real estate, and leveraging the tax laws? I'm free, and I stay free. So the financial planning piece is the core piece. Get yourself a team. Get yourself an accountant, a CPA, and a financial coach who have experience, who have been through 3 catastrophic events in American history. And we embarked on 4. So let me give you a history about, I was around when Y2K. And we made it through and got better. I was around in the towers, September 11th. And we got better. And I was around in the Great Recession. And we got better. When I mean got better, our income kept growing. And now in the pandemic, we accelerated. So we've been through 4 catastrophic American events, and my lifestyle has not went back, not once. Did it stagnate for a minute? Did it get on pause for a minute? Absolutely. And here's what I always tell people. Never take advice from anybody who tells you they ain't never taken an L. Never take advice when somebody tells you they win all the time. Because here's one of the things. They're either lying 98% of the time, or number 2, they L is upon the shore because they are outside of their element and they're new rich and they don't know how to handle adversity. They don't know the real tax codes. They don't know that the bankruptcy laws would change so people can just do, microwavable bankruptcies. They didn't know that there's a law that came out on the books in 2007 where your credit card company, that you're paying all your bills on time, but then you have another credit card that you slow on, they have the right to look at that late payment and penalize you on your perfect credit. Because y'all so slick trading credit lines. I done seen everything, baby. So financial planning gives you a plan for 2 to 5 years. Covers mortgages, college debt, college planning, insurance, emergency fund. Get you approved for the mortgage in advance, 3 to 6 months in advance. Are you following? Housing analysis. Because when you buy a brand new house from the ground up and it's built, the very next year, the county assessor reappraises your house. Why? Because it's a revenue generator. So when you barely can afford that house that you got overextended because you had perfect credit, you didn't anticipate your expenses, taxes, maintenance is going up 20, 30%. So now you get back into the foreclosure market and the short sale, which the short sale didn't get created until 2008 to 2010. And then when people were able to wipe off short sales, IRS said, oh, hold up, you ain't getting rid of all this debt for free. We taxing that. But y'all got these gurus out here. They're telling you all these secrets. So there's financial planning right there. That's the 7 spheres of money, baby. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Every person on our team is certified, licensed at the top of the game. Because most of the people on my team been doing this for 20, 30 years. Mm-hmm. They not no newbies to the game. And the ones that are newbies to the game, we vet the hell out of them and make sure they can do what they do.
That's right. That's right.
So what we're excited about is that 2-year anniversary on April 20th. We're going to share with you guys why we can give away $50,000 in grants, scholarships, give away one executive membership that's worth $10,000, and then give one of you lucky people a chance to come join us in Zanzibar for absolutely free because you want to get down with the real consumer debt-free program. You want to get down with the real pay your house off in 5 to 7 to 10 years. You want to build an 800 credit score, sustain it, transfer to business lines of credit, and get lines of credit that actually are sustainable in a hard time. And then you want to generate passive income the right way. First, through dividend stocks, the long game. Then you get it through residential real estate. Then you upgrade to commercial real estate. Then you can do startup investments with licensed professionals. So all we are is a gateway to vet the people that you really should be working with at the right place, the right time. When is the right time to have term insurance versus whole life? When is the right time to take a 15-year mortgage versus a 30-year mortgage? Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? When is the right time to use your cash to pay down debt versus a line of credit? Arbitrage. When is the right time to do options and stuff like that? Because we got professionals on our team 10, 15 years. And we're going to celebrate that with you, and we're going to have fun doing it. Because I'm going to tell you straight up, you can make $100,000, literally $100,000 a year, and you completely consumer debt free, and your house is paid off. You can live like anybody on this planet if you're just not stupid. You can take 2 to 3, 4 trips a year. You can pay for college, private education, because that's $8,333 a month. And if your house is paid for, you're only paying real estate taxes, and that's probably only a couple of $1,000s a year. And even if you stay in a big house, even if it's $20,000 a year, that's only $1,600 a month. You don't have a car note, and you got the right type of insurance. Oh man, let's just step on that. Auto insurance. We drop your auto insurance, and I just dropped mine again. That's right, baby. Because guess what? When taxation inflation goes up, guess what the insurance companies do? They pass it on to you. But you got to be able to maneuver and find the loopholes based on, one, being a reliable and a loyal customer. Number 2, getting your credit score maintained. Number 3, not getting citations. And number 4, learn how to get the discounts that you can use. And then there's also a way that you get penalized, even though you got perfect credit, no citations, and no claims in 3 years. If you were to go to try to switch companies, you can get charged up because that's what they do just for you just trying to get out from underneath them. But I can show you how to maneuver that too.
There you go. Is there anything that can't?
Then here's another. And see, mind you guys, I'm not doing this on my own. For my own selfish validation, I had businesses that had trouble, and I found out the fixer, and I formed a relationship based on integrity, based on doing what I said I was going to do. And the third thing, showing these people how we can actually bring people to their table that can value them at an early stage. So I know enough in the industry because I need it for myself, and I got licensed. You see what I'm saying? So I had security license. I had insurance license. I got certifications in the software business. I became a player, and then I became an expert because I did the work and I acumen, test out, and got my certifications. Oh, we touch on one more, car business. Okay? Yes. My resume. I used to sell cars. I used to be a car salesman. I got my car repoed. I got my wages garnered. And you know what I did? I went in from being a car salesman, get my car, repoed, to becoming a car financier person. So I went from the front end to getting, leverage against me because it was my fault, to going on the back end to actually providing finances for people to get loans. See, 20 years, you see a lot of stuff, baby. And I pride myself because my mother and my grandmother, my father taught me, hey, be the best at what you do. It don't matter where you start, but it's all about how you finish. And see, once I got through each industry and I mastered it, like any real serial entrepreneur, I go into another industry that interests me, and then I don't have a problem starting at the bottom, learning, and becoming the master. Because now you can't take that experience or expertise from me. And when I do that, ladies and gentlemen, people follow me and they say, hey, man, I want to roll with this guy because this guy can help bring us some qualified business that is vetted, because they're not paying me affiliations. We're just vetting, and we're helping people do the right thing so people value the membership that I provide, and they see the transparency because I show them I'm licensed, but I don't write your policies. And I recommend you to anybody. I'll take you to a non-biased website. Here's the last nugget. Then I get this to the executives, but y'all don't get mad at me because it's the anniversary. I'm going to tell you, which one should I give them, Nick? Should I give them the financial website or should I give them the insurance website? Which one should I give them? Because we're only going to give them one.
Yeah, we only give them one. Let's give them the financial website.
Man, you know what? I'm going to go against that one because we're going to give them the insurance, because the financial, then they might get everything. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that financial one is the one-stop shop. So, I think right. That. Yeah.
So, if you want the financial website that is free to get all the information like JD and the Power Associates, then join the master class. But I will give you this one, okay? Man, woo! And see, they don't sponsor me, but I'm going to do what's right for you. Real talk. You listen to another replay and you want to vet some insurance. If you don't want to build a business and you just want to be a do-it-yourselfer, once you get yourself evaluated, you can go to telequote.com. I'm not going to say it again. If you didn't catch it, rewind it on the replay, baby.
Man.
Oh, wait. Let me give him one more.
One more?
This is the anniversary, baby.
Oh,
we got 11 minutes left since we normally go about an hour 15. We only 11 minutes for 2 hours. So all of you people who are in the entertainment world, yes, yours truly has been in the entertainment world on the financial side. Yes, I have produced some high-end events as well. Because see, here's the thing. What people don't realize, when you get a little bit of cash and you're debt-free and you take care of all your stuff, you'll be surprised how far $25,000 will go. Because a lot of times, serial entrepreneurs, they are cash poor, but they have paper assets. How do I know? 3 guesses. First two don't count. I've been there. 2015, I was there. And my mentor said, hey, go buy some more real estate. You got assets, but you ain't got no strong paper coming in right now. Go get you some assets that pay you some paper. So I've done that too at a high level. That's how I know about one of y'all heroes that's changed his name 3-4 times over the last decade. 3-4 times. You know who I'm talking about. We had a personal experience to work with him in 2006. Check my receipts, baby.
Yeah.
We financed a significant party for him to come in and be our head entertainer in 2006 at the NBA All-Star Game. Facts. And we blew out the joint. Over 5,000 people in a place, made over 7 figures in revenue, and we walked away with $250,000. And this person, his organization tried to steal our money. And our pit bull, Lisa K. Shebart, that's when we met her.
Yeah.
We took him to task, baby. So not only did we do that, ladies and gentlemen, we got into the production, and what you can look up is called Charles Drew University in Los Angeles, which Charles Drew created the blood machine, and they have an event called Jazz at the Drew, and they have the Drew League for basketball. Go look it up. 2008. I was the executive producer for the entertainers on that show. You know what the EP does? They cut the checks, baby.
Yeah.
Cut the checks. That's right. I cut checks for hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's right. And we had a prominent, cast. Now, again, this is 14 years ago. We had Sheila E. Now, Sheila E is my age, but 14 years ago, man, Sheila E was a beast, and she's still a beast. We had Malcolm Jamal Warner coming out with his debut album called Long Smile. Look it up. We had Lakeside. I've got the video and the receipts, ladies and gentlemen. We were putting people up at the Marina Del Rey, Ritz-Carlton. Traveling around the country. I sponsored events at the Bayou Classic. I'm not trying to brag to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is just a life that I was afforded by being consumer debt free, and I put my hands on a little bit of money, and I was smart enough to strategically invest. Now I'll tell you this too. We lost some, because there's always a bigger dog than you that can finagle you. So during the time, y'all remember this, when the Great Recession happened, there were three major scams that unfolded. It was the biggest one, Bernie Madoff, where he ripped out $50 billion off of people. Then there was another guy named Sanford, who ripped off like $6 to $12 billion off of investors. And then there was the dude that ripped off the boy bands, NSYNC, New Kids on the Block. All during this time frame between 2007 to 2010, those people were caught in these major scandals, right? And we happened to be invested with a group that we were doing this major festival for like $20 million. And one of the guys stole the bag. And I saw it coming because he had the same name as his son, and his son was security licensed like me. And there's a thing in the security business called outside business practices, that anything you do outside security, you have to show them everything. Even if it has nothing to do with security, you have to show it and get permission to be involved in it. So this gentleman's son had the exact same name as he, and he put his name on the certificates to get the events, and he ran off with it. Now, mind you, this guy was super successful, just greedy. Have you ever heard somebody that was Bernie Madoff didn't have to steal people money. This guy did the same thing, Nick. He was doing world-class events across the country, making money, and just was greedy and just started ripping people off. So when this started to happen, Nick, I contacted the FBI, and the FBI told me, you know what? It's not a big enough situation for us to go after right now, because guess what? Perfect storm. Bernie Madoff was happening, Sanford was happening, and the dude that ripped off the boy bands was happening at the same time. So for the FBI and the IRS, guess what? They want to get accolades, and they want the sizzle too, to show that they can take down the big boys. We end up seeing that, and we promote it. I got attorneys and everything, and guess what? Hey, Lisa K. Shebart, she like a dog on a bone, baby. So even though he got away momentarily, Nick, 3 years after that, the FBI came to me and asked me to be a witness against the dude who stole almost a couple of $1 million.
Wow.
So I got baby. Hey, you want to hear about some of the real things? See, here's the thing. Somebody who's 25, 30 years of age They can't tell you that, baby.
Right.
But guess what? We lived through it and we kept growing. And what's the most thing I'm proud about? You can go on FINRA.org, and I've never had a complaint. Because guess what? If we accidentally make a mistake, Nick, you know what? We make people whole.
Mm-hmm. Do.
Hey, it's our 2-year anniversary. We're excited. Nick, go to the break. Show them what we're going to be giving away. A lot of great things. Again, we're giving away things of value. I'm not giving you Italian shoes, bags. And I'm not bragging. I mean, man, here's my public service now, real quick. Hey, if you really love yourself and you really love your people, I don't care if you're white, Italian, Indian, Hispanic, support your own people, baby. You can't tell me that there's not a designer that looks like you that don't make high-level stuff to make you feel good about yourself. So why do you go get yourself out of all this debt, build credit, build massive wealth, and you go right back to who? To that person who ain't never gonna drop a penny in your neighborhood. And to tell you to your face, we don't like you. And you be like, oh yeah, let me give you 100,000 more. Hey man, I ain't calling out nobody. But guess what you won't never see me doing? You won't never see me celebrating in them stores.
Yeah, no.
Because you know what I'll do? I'll take my money and I'll make my own stuff. And it'll look just as good, if not better. So it's a 2-year anniversary. So we're giving out scholarships, grants, and small business mentorship. And then we're going to give away a world-class bucket list trip to the beautiful island in Africa on the southeast coast of Tanzania, which I've been to for free because you want to have the real pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money and peace of mind. Nick, take us to the break, and then we're going to come back, and we just thank all of y'all for y'all, investment in getting this real knowledge and challenging us when you meet us one-on-one if we are the real thing.
No.
Everybody, this is DJ the Money Coach. We're celebrating our 2nd year anniversary on April 20th, and we're going to give away $50,000 worth of grants, scholarships, and pom-pom lifestyle trips. That's right. One lucky person will win the grand prize trip and go back to Zanzibar with me absolutely free. And in the process, we're going to help you become consumer debt free, build 800 credit scores, pay off your home in 5 to 7 years, and most importantly, show you how to build businesses, buy real estate, and generate passive income of $8,333 a month. And all you have to do is hit that link and say, happy anniversary, DJ the Money Coach. Take me to Zanzibar absolutely free. I'll see you in the master class. What's happening, everybody? It's DJ the Money Coach coming to you live. That's right, baby. At Kinder Rocks Beach and Zanzibar. Living that pom-pom lifestyle. Your money, peace of mind. Come join us on the beaches of the World Club. Because you know what? I am my ancestor. And you are too. You deserve it. Get with me, baby. Tell them that beautiful shit out there. All right, so you know what you got to do. 4 dirty little words. Number 1, discipline. Number 2, accountability. Number 3, plug into the 7 spheres of money system. And number 4, put your head down, go to work in 3 to 6 years. You can be completely consumer debt free, pay off your house in 5 to 7 years, and have a 6-figure income by business, real estate, leveraging the tax laws. But first things first, you got to hit that link, come to the masterclass, and get freedom right now today. Peace.
All right. Welcome back. DJ the Money Coach just took you through the entire 7 spheres of money. so you know why we're celebrating, why we're in the mood to celebrate. He just gave you all the reasons why. He gave you 7 reasons why specifically, and over 20 years of reasons why we're celebrating. So listen, man, DJ, like you say, after all of that, and they still don't have a good reason to come to the master class on Wednesday to celebrate with us, then that just means their wood is wet. And
what happens to wet wood?
It sakes. Wet wood sakes.
Man, hey, if y'all don't realize we having a great time, we love everybody. I mean it. I love humanity, and I love Americans, and I love our people. And we're happy, we're grateful for the people who, took a chance on us. Man, we want to say shout out to Urban X, Malcolm, and the Black Dot, first people to bring us on their platform. Man, we love you. Keep doing what you're doing. We want to say shout out to the Conscious Mindset. Man, amazing show. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks for bringing us on your show several times, and we look forward to coming back on your show. We want to say thank you to Ericka Williams at the Classy Climb. Just putting it down. You're talking about a person with amazing, integrity, amazing work ethic, and amazing love for life and love for people. You can't get no better than Ericka Williams. So, hey, get the Smartphone Millionaire, get into the Classy Climb programs, because Ericka Williams is the truth. And she's a very humble, hard-working person. Terry Bird, thank you for wishing us happy anniversary. We want to say thank you to who else? To make sure I don't miss anybody. Let me see. Who else? Is somebody else? What's bet on what's the organization we work with in Philly?
Oh yeah, BET. Yeah.
BET Talks. We want to thank BET Talks, Richard, for bringing us on the program to teach them young, beautiful, young Black boys and girls and teach them about financial education. Want to shout out to your program, Nick, in New Jersey that we did the program. What's the name of that program again?
Yeah, SYEP. Yep.
Yep. We want to say shout out to them. Again, we love working with young people, 13 to 21, and giving them this financial education free. You hear what I'm saying? Free. So we want to say shout out to them for thanking them for the opportunity to come share some of this world knowledge to them that we're not getting to our children. We want to also say shout out, man. Tell you what, we want to say shout out to our girl Holly D. Reed. Hey, teach your child how to fish. CPA extraordinaire out of the ATL. Hey, guys and girls, get this book. It will set your child's life on the pathway to success. And they don't even have to be a superstar. They don't have to bounce a basketball. They don't have to, tote a football. They don't have to swing a golf club. Teach a child how to fish. We want to say shout out to them, okay? We want to say shout out to the people who came along with us in the very beginning and put down their investment in us, because without you guys, we couldn't be here on this platform, okay? Real talk. We want to say shout out to Dr. George Frazier, who is my first official interview on this platform with Financial Expert Series with DJ the Money Coach. Want to say shout out to Dr. Randall Pinkett, who was the first, winner on the what is that show called, the Apprentice, and who's a world-class successful business owner, engineer, with a PhD from Rutgers and MIT. Hey, shout out to Carrie Ann Nadeau and John Henry for doing that interview with us last year before anybody really knew who they were over there at Loop, and giving my son a shot internship. Man, they doing great things over there. Shout out to you guys. We want to shout out to Nikki Beasley out on the West Coast, handling her business with the Richmond housing program, getting, first-time buyers homes and giving them a chance in an economy out there just out crazy. Shout out to Pepper Miller, who's been teaching about supporting Black business, Black marketing for 25 plus years. You know what I'm saying? So if we miss somebody, we want to thank you, because without you guys, we couldn't be us. And we want to shout out to our newest partners, which we'll be announcing on Wednesday, April 20th. You want to be here, baby, because we got some big announcements, and they're going to be amazing. And we want to say shout out to the people in the NIL world that understand that, hey, we got our finger on the pulse. We bring in real, simple financial education at a 5th grade level, but it's entertaining, interactive, and it's bringing the real experts to help ball players, student athletes, and students get the right tools at the right time so they can have a better life than they realize, because they may come from affluence or come from working class, but they still don't know how money really works, and allowing us the opportunity to get them on track to give them sustainability as they go throughout their lives. So, man, we're excited. And we wanted to give a shout out to the National Coalition of Black Women Business Owners. Shout out to Retta, and shout out to the chapter in Houston. Shout out to the chapter in San Antonio. We're going to scholarship you guys. So, hey, hit that like button, hit them shares, get in the master class. And here's what I'll tell you. If you get in the master class and we don't share with you real principles, access you to real qualified professionals that can actually execute your plan, and if and only if, I'm going to say this again, if and only if, right, Nick? If and only if, meaning
right.
If you do the discipline, you are accountable to the professional that gives you the financial education plan, and you plug into the system and you do the work, and you don't find yourself getting your debt paid down, your credit score is increasing, and building assets over not 2 days, 2 weeks, 3 months, but over a period of 3 to 6 months, showing incremental improvement in your platform, will satisfaction guarantee your masterclass investment. And that's for now, for the 2nd year anniversary. That's how much we know our program is a cut above everybody. We're second to none in this game. So we're going to shout out to all, and we want to give shout out to our first official sponsor over at Tolero. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This is the first and only 100% black owned, 100% organic tequila. Now, there might have been some people coming to market since, but we were first in class and best. So shout out to Ben, Carter. Shout out to Coda. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Man, you're talking about a privilege and honor to work with some major first-class organizations. Man, and shout out to Brandon. And I'm talking about both Brandons.
Oh, yeah. Okay?
Sharp, young, razor-sharp professionals. You know, and shout out to Avery, brother. Mm-hmm. So, and if we missed anybody, and shout out to what's her girl name to help recreate, put the book together. Shout out. Yes, our book first. Yep. Shout out, man. We got nothing but love for our people. Are we perfect? Absolutely not. But we want to give a shout out to everybody that played a role on the team. Shout out to Darren A. Shout out to Kadera. Shout out to Dome, who doing that work. Shout out to Marcus, who doing that work. And we can't wait for y'all to come over here. We're going to have a party like nobody's business. Memorial Day weekend. If y'all want to come join us doing Cigar Week, it's going to be on. And shout out to my man Joseph over at Main Event. Is actually going to give us some great giveaways. Man, I'm telling you. It's on, baby.
That's right. Right. Oh, yeah. It's going down. It's going down.
So what you got for us, Nick? And we're going to get out of here because we done ran long. I could talk for another 3 hours. I'm so jacked up, baby.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you got that energy. You got that. Hey, for good reason though, man. A lot to be excited about. And yeah.
Oh,
man.
hold up.
Yeah, go ahead.
And biggest shout out to Dr. Sylvia Hollowell. Mm-hmm. If you don't know Dr. Sylvia Hollowell, she is the best physician on the planet, bar none. She is amazing. She is dedicated. She works hard. She gives information. She gives proactive medicine on the front end. She's a holistic, person first, exercise, and then applying principles. And she's got the highest level of certification on the planet, and she is the best. I love Dr. Sylvia Hollowell. So, boom, back to you, brother.
It is. Well, I guess I'll do my shout outs. So shout outs to all of my peoples, from that came through to Nick's Knowledge and Notions, so shout out to Misty, shout out to Ishna, shout out to Drew, and shout out to the other Drew, Dr. Drew, shout out to 10 Stacks, shout out to my cousin Ramsey, who's getting married in August. So yep. Yep. Yeah. I think that's everybody that came through that I can remember off the top of my head.
Shout out to Astoria, man. How we gonna forget Astoria? Come on now.
Yeah. Because Astoria got her own show.
Yeah. Shout out to all our women on Bet on Black, the women, the family, the legacy, and shout out to all our brothers on Bet on Black, the men, the family, the legacy. We ain't forgot y'all.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's right.
Man.
Shout out to all the Yeah.
And shout out to the 910 subscribers we have. Man, y'all are the real troopers of the pom-pom lifestyle. Plenty of money and peace of mind. And y'all deserve to get everything that we got to offer, plus. And we're going to put together something special for you guys, because even if we never get more than 910 subscribers, and if we grow to 100, whatever, you're going to be the core people, because you were riding with us when nobody believed that this was the right train, and we ain't gonna forget that.
Yeah, especially all that tune in every week, especially all that watch on the regular.
Yep, we're gonna be providing y'all with some exclusive stuff coming through Nick, but we're gonna announce that on Wednesday on the anniversary.
Oh yeah. So y'all better be there. Be there. Look, that link. Look, the link is in the description. It's also in the chat too.
Oh yeah, and I didn't do a good job. Hey, we're going to Zanzibar. Get your deposits in right now. We're only taking 20 people. Seats are limited. We're going to Zanzibar, August 22nd to August 30th, and we already have seven people have already put their deposit down. So we only have 13 seats left, ladies and gentlemen. If you want a world-class bucket list trip to Zanzibar, and you know how we roll. We like, caviar at guppy prices. We don't like guppies at guppy price. We like caviar at guppy prices. Yeah. Translation, we like Neiman Marcus at Walmart prices. We don't like Walmart stuff at Walmart prices. And we're going to give you a world-class trip to a bucket list location called Zanzibar and Paje Beach. Look it up. And you're going to have, man, if you ain't seen that video, woo, play that one with me and Ericka in it when we close out. What else we got? We out here. Man, we so excited.
Oh yeah. We gave them more than enough. They just gonna get the rest on Wednesday. Yeah, because y'all thought that was something. Wait until Wednesday, man. Just wait until Wednesday. I'm telling y'all want to be there.
y'all want to be there. Y'all want to be there, man. So hey, it's all good. And shout out to our people that still go the old-fashioned analog way, and they call that 1-800 number. Man, do we have appreciation for the people who call that 800 number? We love y'all, because that's real. That's old school. Yes. Oh, yeah. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I am not a celebrity, don't want to be a celebrity, and I'll promise you this. It don't matter how big this platform gets, you will always be able to talk to me. Real talk. Real talk. You ain't got to go through no middleman to get to me. All you got to do, plug into that masterclass, that complimentary consultation. That's with DJ the Money Coach. Yeah. Yours true. Yep. If you call the 800 number and you got a quick question and I ain't busy because I'm free, I'll call you. Mm-hmm. I challenge your other superstars to do that, because I am an expert in my industry. I'm not a guru. That is no kind of title in a licensed profession. I am an expert, certified, licensed, proven for 20 years, 25,000 people I have sat down with personally through the YMCA, the Montgomery Regional Airport, the state of Illinois, the state of Michigan. You understand? E-Women Network. Look up these organizations. Lightning Logistics. one of the top logistic companies in the country. So I've sat down with thousands. I probably sat down with more than 25,000, to be honest with you, in 20 years. But that's all I really kept count of. And I'm not talking about people I've done presentations to. If you put in consideration, Nick, the people I've actually been in front of and audiences, it's probably it's north of 50,000. So, hey man, we wish them a pom-pom lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen. That's plenty of money, peace of mind. We want you to come join us on the beaches of the World Club because you deserve to be consumer debt free. Mm-hmm. You deserve to have the foundation of an 800 credit score. You deserve to pay off your home in 5 to 7 years or 7 to 10 years if you just started. And you deserve to build a business in real estate the right way to create multi-generational wealth with $8,333 worth of passive income by taking the business, buying real estate, leveraging the tax laws through the 8 different taxable entity structures at the right place and time, and most importantly, with the licensed professional. So take it away, Nick. It's your show. Man, I enjoyed this, and I can't wait till Wednesday, April 20th, 6:30 Central Time. And matter of fact, catch us on Ericka Williams show on Monday.
That's right.
Get the party started.
That's right. That's right. Yep. That's another. Yeah, that's another preview, another pregame toward until to the actual celebration. So yeah, yep. Join DJ over there, Ericka Williams on YouTube. Yep. So we already wish them a pom-pom lifestyle. Then we invite them to join us on the beaches of the World Club. And your beach doesn't have to be next to sand or water, even though DJ's beach is next to sand or water. Yours doesn't have to be next to sand or water, but your beach is a mental space. It's that space where you find that tranquility in your mind, where there's no worries. Just
Hakuna Matata. Hey, shout out to our posse in Zanzibar. DJ Saeed, Mr. Tights, they watching us. Kevin Kaiby, what's up?
Yo,
man, we gotta get out of here because I keep talking.
Yes, no worries. So we'll see you on Monday over at Ericka's channel, and then we'll see you on Wednesday right on our platform for our 2nd year anniversary. We'll see you then. Peace.
Peace. Hit that link, baby. Here we go, guys. I'm about to run into my friend all the way across the sunshine. Classy climb. You know what? You make it too hard to find you. What's up, girl? What's happening?
The longest.
You living that pom-pom lifestyle, though.
I've been trying to get them to say it all week. Are you enjoying it so far?
Yeah, we're having a good time.
Your sister liking it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, guys, you see, so we're here with the incredible Ericka Williams. We travel all around the world just to find her. That's right, baby. We live in that pom-pom lifestyle.
Hi DJ, I know it took me forever to finally make this video, but after tonight I just felt very overwhelmed with gratitude, and I also felt like it was time that I share my testimony with others who are out there that may be like me, I started out watching on YouTube on Ericka's channel, and I seen a lot of people, but it was something about the things that you were saying that really resonated with me. So I decided to purchase the Back to Basics, and I got the consultation with you, and just everything that you were speaking just really, really, really aligned with what I'm trying to do with my life. And so I got the All Star package, and then I got the executive membership. And that's where all the opportunities really started to open up. And I feel like I just have to say thank you for introducing me to a network of people, because that was the piece that I was missing. Your network is your net worth, and all the investment opportunities and all the things that we have to come for 2022. I just want to say thank you for telling me that it's possible, that within 3 to 5 years, I'll still be in my early 30s, but I'll be able to live the pom pom lifestyle, which is plenty of money and peace of mind. And I cannot wait. I am so excited to be on the beaches of the World Club with you and those of us who are serious about making this happen. So thank you so much, DJ, and I appreciate everything that you have done.